Roxy thing?
Yeah, but that was you just about
I
that.
thought you tried to
Okay.
hard on that.
I need to just about pass it.
Well, it was not it, am I?
Okay, so I just want to do just a quick recap of what you guys learned the last time you were here. It was only a week ago and stuff like that. I will say, Shanae, right? I will say that party app you told me about, the house party,
Yeah.
Oh,
I went and I went to another group of young people, right, here in Picton area. And I asked them the same question, okay, so what new apps are out? And so some girl brought up house party. And then I was like, oh really, you know what I mean? And then so it was like, it's been a real education, I gotta tell you, because it's like, you know, in different areas, this app that seems to be around amongst a lot of young people, I just have not been aware of. And this is actually kind of like something that I've been exploring as a job as far as apps and social media and everything like that. So I find it very fascinating and enlightening and stuff about that. Let me just ask you some quick questions on that. So is this app free?
Yeah.
How do you get it on the phone?
On iPads and phone.
On a pad and a phone. So I mean, like, does that mean like it's just called house party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody can get it,
Yeah.
but usually only just young people will use it.
Yeah, but then yeah.
It's not the kind of app for me, right? I mean, like as an older person and stuff, usually just young people do it. So just in consolidation, it's a multi-FaceTime app where you can go on with multiple people at the same time. It's kind of like, is it like Gogglebox, like everybody's all on screens?
Yeah.
Because that seems to be impossible on the phone, because the phone has such a small screen. So are you really having to do this, or is it are you aware of Google Hangout? See, that's old. So what Google Hangout is that you see like the different heads of the people that are in the group, right, the group chat. But whoever's talking takes over the full screen. Is that how it works?
No, it's
Everyone's on it.
How is
So
that?
like
Because it splits, like if there's 4, it's split in 4s, and if there's like 8, it just gets split again.
That's what I mean. If it's a lot of, because you told me it could go up to like 20 people, right?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't know. When people get I've only been on it like 12.
Right. So I mean, the main thing about it is that because it's FaceTime, you also said that you could choose whether or not to put your face on it, or is it that, like when I'm on FaceTime, you know, I'm usually like sitting in the chair and my phone is here or something like that, and you're really looking at my wall. You know what I mean? Maybe the top of my head or something like that. So I mean, you could choose to not be on the screen, but you still could be heard. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that means that if anybody could get this app, and
Thank you, sir.
thank
You
you.
need to accept them in your chat room.
Yeah, but you can
Okay,
lock
yeah.
the house. Like you can lock the door, and then no
I
one
like
can
that. You can lock the house.
And then it goes like someone's walked in, so.
Someone's walked into your house, watch out. That's when they say like crazy daisy kind of thing, right? Like,
That's it, yeah.
like somebody's in here, just letting you know, and everything. Now, but you just said you can lock them out, but can they just enter anyway? And then if you don't know them, then you lock them out.
no, if you
No,
want
because-
us together,
Usually you lock the room anyway, you just invite your friends in it, or they're last to go in, and then you'll just say accept.
but if they're already in it, they can't get out, you've got to go into it sort of.
Yeah, because if you enter the party late, right, which is what you're saying, if you enter the party late, you know, then it's already whoever's in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you're like Shanae, who's only interested in a friend of a friend of a friend, right? Right? That means Addie, right? Doesn't know, you know, those other guys, you know, because they're friends, she's your friend. But then, you know, hey, I'm hoping that his friend shows up and everything like that, right? But now, there's this thing called Adobe Classroom, right? Where like they use it like for schools, where you can like do like classes with multiple people in different countries and different places. So is it like that? Like, is it international in that way, or is it just your local area?
It's
We haven't really
everywhere.
tried it, have we?
It's everywhere, because I can do it with my mates in America and stuff.
Can they? So your mates in America could join your house party.
Yeah.
That's, in a way, it's cool, right? It sounds really cool, right? Because at least you're not a guy that said I got a girlfriend in Canada. But no, that's kind of cool though, isn't it? Because in that way, is that what's exciting about it? Is that it's like American movies, isn't it? Like, if you're gonna go to a house party, it's kinda like you're going to a virtual house party, and there's a bunch of random people in there, isn't it? You ever seen an American movie? Come on, you know you have. So is it like that? You know, hey, yeah, let's go to this party tonight, and even though we're only traveling through our phone.
No, it's more like you text each other or something.
Because you can
get
pass
on
a
post.
note.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
sent her.
You can pass notes into. So that was here's the last bit. So what I was trying to say about Adobe Classroom is, when you had the whole big classroom with all the people, then there's a sidebar chat. Is that what you got? Like a sidebar chat? Like if you want to talk to people, is it like, you know, like
It's
a,
like private.
No, you,
So like if I want to talk
You-
to Bandy, it'd be only Bandy.
Really?
you have to put in a name and then you need to go on a little circle with a blue cloud in it.
and nobody else can see your conversation?
No.
I remember that.
So can you go, so in this Adobe Classroom, they call it pods. So can you do that? Can you have like a private little group in that house party?
You can't
You
text
can't
one
text.
person now, but you can make groups to FaceTime. But that's about it.
Wow. So why is this fun?
Because like being on FaceTime with one person is just boring.
Yeah. I used to have like 3 things on so I could just FaceTime people.
Yeah, but if they're having private conversations, you can't hear it though. But you can see them, is that right? But you can't see their texts. You can only just see that they're having a private conversation over there, they're having a private conversation over there, right? Because you just said it glows blue, right?
Yeah, we don't normally do that though. Like it's normally just talking unless like you want to tell someone
Yeah.
something specific. But normally we just all talk.
Yeah.
You can never tell when anyone else has sent, like, say I want to message Sinead, but like, or Charlie and Amelia are in the group chat. And they won't know that I'm texting Sinead. Unless she starts laughing, yeah.
Yeah, so they won't know that Sinead says, I like that guy, or I like that.
We all know.
She would text each other.
Okay, all now, but, and you know, it's true, so good. Well, thanks very much for that, though. You know, it's really mind-boggling, you know, what access there is. Now, one of these kids said there's a thing called Triller. Anybody heard of this?
Yeah. It's that thing that they use and they just do loads of weird videos that they put on this stuff. You know the ones we make?
What? Talk to
You
me,
know
Charlie.
these really it's like making music video type of things.
Like
It's
musically.
Yeah, but it's like
But it's,
you just you click the button and then you can just dance to it, but you can add more than one, they just layer them on top of each other and you can shuffle them around, so it's just videos. Like videos cut up and more.
this is why they say there's so many apps you'll never know, right? And everything like that. It's just fascinating. What?
It's a ridiculous app.
Well, no, that is ridiculous, but the point is that it's available, right? It's called Triller. I don't know why, because I kept saying, what, Thriller? Are you saying Thriller? And everything like that. But do you know why you call it Triller?
No. Anyway.
Only thing I can think of, Triller is like troll. You know, it says, you know, you just take the O and you put the I or something like that. But it's crazy. Troll in it, you know, in that crazy aspect. No?
I thought it was to do with like trailer or something.
Oh, yeah, okay. Possibly. All right, so anyway, let's go back to what you guys remember from last time. Do you guys remember the quiz that we did?
Yeah.
All right, the ones who said yes. You did win, right? So, what did you think you took away from it? Like, because it was kind of like as if your parents, it was the Sherrington quiz, right? Actually have a clip of it and everything.
Oh no.
I need to watch that. Is that
Right?
Yeah.
Only did like the first two questions. But so the idea though is that it was like Sherrington is a term. So why don't Sinead tell Amelia, right? Amelia, right?
Yeah.
What Sherrington is?
Is mum outside?
Go ahead, you know it, tell her.
I don't know. Is it like when your mum and dad do something or something like that? Yeah. I brought that up to mum and dad the other day and they went, what on earth are you on about? And then I forgot what it's called.
Well, it's the idea that like, you know, parents are the ones who are most like responsible for like putting their children out on the internet. Like, so when parents are always saying, oh, I don't want my kid on YouTube, or I don't want, pictures out there, but they're the ones who are most doing it, because they're sharing, they're sharing their pictures. So they're doing it based on pride. Like, you just started school today, in September. You got a picture, don't you?
I don't anymore. I use it all.
To do that type of stuff.
Okay, well, at least your mom is one of those who are not doing that. But there are a lot of people on Facebook who share their pictures, kids, right?
Yeah.
You do it, right, Bess?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't do it, but I know that a lot of people do it.
It's kind of like, I would say, like on World Book Day, Halloween,
Yeah.
you get a lot of pictures as well. And mainly one is pride and the other is money, right? Hey, I paid for that costume. I want everybody to know. I paid for that. But the point is, when you say you don't want your children out there, then they're the ones who are actually doing it.
Yeah.
So you did a whole quiz around it, and the team got most of the answers right and everything. So that was pretty cool. Where we stopped at was we started talking about the terms that you guys are using. Maybe not you, but other people, like ghosting and haunting and all that kind of stuff. Anybody want to say anything about that?
Tell me about it, because I don't know.
See?
What is that?
Isn't haunting like when if you've been like locked up in a account or looking at your account on the wall, or is that something else?
But yeah, so in what context though? So like if you, haunting is like when you were, you're blocked from your ex, your partner's account.
Yeah.
And what you do is you go on as somebody else, right? And everything, and then you just kind of like watching the activities of what somebody's doing. And so they call it haunting because it's kind of like I don't know you're there, but I know you're there, man. Or woman, I know you're there.
Yeah.
But what's ghosting? Huh? Yeah.
Like they're not there type of thing.
Yeah, it's like these words, they're kind of like these cool, emoji kind of words. Yeah, so it's kind of like if you're on WhatsApp, you definitely see it on WhatsApp, right? So on WhatsApp, your avatar picture comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're chatting away, blah, 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 especially like if you meet someone new,
Yeah.
right? And, you give out your number so they can get your WhatsApp and everything, but all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm tired of talking to this person.
Yeah.
And then you block them, and your picture disappears.
Yeah.
And it's just a white screen. So it's like you're ghosted. Then you go, oh my God, you ghosted me. What's up? What did I do?
Yeah, I see.
You know what I mean? And then, yeah.
Done that a few times.
Have you? You gotta do what you gotta do.
Only with friends and stuff, not,
It's all good, it's all good. So all right, so basically, what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna show you that video only because you gotta get used to seeing yourself. The idea of this is to actually do a podcast, right? And everything, but also, because this is funded by the Pitting Board, we wanted to do something that was, when I remember I was saying like socially relevant before, we're also doing a course over at the Hector Peterson Court with the elderly, or the age, let's call them the age, because I feel like I'm
yeah, like me.
Yeah, exactly.
You agreed?
Yeah.
Girls?
So what we wanted to do was we wanted to have like an intergenerational piece where the young people will ask the old people questions, the old people ask the young people questions. But then the idea is because you're here and they're there, we have to do it in a different, clever way and everything. So what I want to do is I want to talk to you about, I want to get you to write down like we did before, some kind of questions and answers that you would ask like an older person, like their experience of life or like technology, like what was it like having like a rotary phone, right? Exactly. Well, that's the whole panic. Because their question to you would be that, right?
Exactly.
Could you live without your phone? So what we're doing is,
Or do you live while you've got your phone?
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll have like a, you ask a question, and then you also provide answers, and then we'll do the same thing with them, and we'll put it together as one piece, right? So that's the intention. Okay, so let me turn that on, because if I ask Chris to do it, it's might like I go. Let's see.
No, the whole time.